I do believe that, where there is only a choice between cowardice and violence, I would advise violence. I would rather have India resort to arms in order to defend her honor than that she should, in a cowardly manner, become or remain a helpless witness to her own dishonor. But I believe that nonviolence is infinitely superior to violence. Forgiveness is more manly than punishment. Healthy discontent is the prelude to progress. Prayer is a confession of one's own unworthiness and weakness. Imitation is the sincerest flattery. To give pleasure to a single heart by a single act is better than 1,000 heads bowing in prayer. Peace is its own reward. It is better to allow our lives to speak for us than our words. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. We may stumble and fall but shall rise again. It should be enough if we did not run away from the battle. Where there is love there is life. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. The greatness of a nation can be judged by the way its animals are treated. A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. An ounce of practice is worth more than tons of preaching. Nobody can hurt me without my permission. I object to violence because when it appears to do good, the good is only temporary, the evil it does is permanent. If I had no sense of humor, I would long ago have committed suicide. The difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing would suffice to solve most of the world's problems. Freedom is never dear at any price. It is the breath of life. What would a man not pay for living? A no uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes merely uttered to please, or worse, to avoid trouble. Truth never damages a cause that is just. Justice that love gives is a surrender, justice that law gives is a punishment. Anger and intolerance are the enemies of correct understanding. The human voice can never reach the distance that is covered by the still small voice of conscience. Prayer is not asking. It is a longing of the soul. It is daily admission of one's weakness. It is better in prayer to have a heart without words than words without a heart. If patience is worth anything, it must endure to the end of time. And a living faith will last in the midst of the blackest storm. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. It is better to be violent, if there is violence in our hearts, than to put on the cloak of nonviolence to cover impotence. An eye for an eye only ends up making the whole world blind. Even if you are a minority of one, the truth is the truth. There is a higher court than courts of justice, and that is the court of conscience. It supersedes all other courts. The essence of all religions is one. Only their approaches are different. There is more to life than increasing its speed. When I admire the wonders of a sunset or the beauty of the moon, my soul expands in the worship of the Creator. Power is of two kinds. One is obtained by the fear of punishment and the other by acts of love. power based on love is 1,000 times more effective and permanent than the one derived from fear of punishment.